there's something that the curriculum team leader, the course team leader, should be monitoring. And when you have your meeting at the start of the year to decide what you're teaching and when you're assessing it, you just agree. Because if you teach them business management techniques in semester 1, and it's a good subject, because it's a very assessment-driven subject. It's a subject where they have to do a little bit of research. It's a subject where they have to produce an assignment or two for you. So you can start helping them build those skills of doing simple research and putting a report together. So it's a good one to go in there, but the project, it says, the learning outcome says manage a project. Well, it's not natural to do it there. So you can teach them project management, but they're not going to apply it. The assessment happens when they do a project in semester 4. So you can teach them how to do critical path analysis, you can teach them how to do Gantt charts, but they're not going to be assessed on those until they actually do them in semester 4.
Dia buat sekali je.
And now,
tak buat 2 kali.
And now here's a suggestion for you that all over the world people shouted at me. When you teach them analytical methods, the merit and distinction grades are best taught, assessed elsewhere. So when you teach them analytical methods, the merit and distinction grades are best assessed in mechanical principles or electrical principles or somewhere where they're going to apply it on, they're applying the maths on a real problem. So again, analytical methods is typically a semester 1 job. You get the maths into them. And they struggle. The world over, they will struggle with the maths. Unless Malaysia is one country on its own, where the world is full of mathematicians, most people struggle with the maths. And it's hard enough for them to learn the formulas and how to apply the formulas and the algebra and calculus and all the rest of it, trigonometry. It's difficult for them to understand and order all of that formulae in their mind and how to manipulate things. So really the merits and distinctions need to be left until they start applying it in the later subjects. Because there are plenty of opportunities in the later subjects. So some centres, not very many, will not do much grading at all here in semester 1. Because the subjects that they're teaching them are the basic fundamentals. And the candidates, the students, just aren't good enough. What I said yesterday about learning to drive and learning how to steer and change gear and look in the mirror at the same time, on lots of different units they're learning that. So you need for them to be able to get used to those subjects before you give them the grading opportunity.
So doesn't it collide with the subject itself? Meaning that analytical method, the assessment collide with mechanical principle. How do this
Kalau dia field project,
Because
kalau dia tak capai dot tu,
dia tak capai dot, dia receipt macam biasalah.
Dia
untuk outcome tu lah.
I will move away
macam
from
projek sekarang tu.
Kita nak buat dalam
tetapi dia tak redundant, dia give advantages tu untuk student dengan lecturer. Nampak tak? Sebab kerjanya kita tak boleh buat tak payah buat kerja banyak kali tu tak?
Yelah,
Buat soalan,
buat soalan tu banyak kali
So
ulang.
maknanya kata kan antara analytical method dengan principle lah tu kan.
boleh
Ada satu dot ni dia combine sekali.
Right.
Dia combine sekali. So maknanya
Analytical
sekali dengan
methods
M je.
is,
Sekali je lah.
Maths.
without a shadow of a doubt, the worst taught subject
Sekali je.
in every engineering
Tak
college
kena
in the world.
Tak kira tadi kena.
Meaning?
Because
Tapi hari orang ramai.
the assessment says analyse and model engineering situations
Oh, application.
and solve problems. And what happens is they get taught maths. So when you look at the problems that the students are being given, they are typically pure mathematics. Very rarely
Direct.
do they do that.
Ya, dalam maths pada kan.
Direct.
And then this guy comes along and teaches them mechanical principles, and they actually apply it. They start doing some real calculations for a beam. They start doing some real calculations for a cantilever.
Yeah.
Or you guys start doing circuit theory, and they have to use calculus.
Yes.
So that's where they should be doing that part of it. Solving engineering problems using calculus. And typically the maths side of things is really poorly assessed, because the mathematician who teaches them maths is trying to teach them algebra or trigonometry or calculus, and they might not be an engineer. So what I'm suggesting, respectfully suggesting, is that this person should be covering all of the pass criterion, and when it comes to the merit and distinction, give it to the subject experts where this will be applied. Because if they're going to use calculus to work out circuit theory, that's the place to do the merits and distinctions. If they're going to use algebra, complex algebra, they're going to use trigonometry in mechanical principles, give them engineering problems.
So what
Analytical method main ni juga kan.
assessment?
Diorang ajar kan. Kita ajar kan.
No assessment at all.
Yes, no. What I'm saying is, the assessment that goes on here will be for pass criterion only. Yes? So these guys are definitely going to be assessing
Dia ada outcome dia dot-dot tu.
Itu pasti criteria lah ni kan.
because in reality the solve engineering problems bit is done very, very poorly. It really is done very, very poorly. So they are very trivial or contrived engineering problems. The trig tends to be very, very simple stuff. A man's standing by the side of a tall building and wonders how large it is. And he knows that he's standing X distance from the wall and the angle is Y and how tall's the building. Tends to be the sort of thing that you get.
Itu pun dalam maths pada kan.
But they will have to use the maths in the other subject, in other subjects. So yes, we're going to assess that they can actually do it. They know the formulas in this. But the merit and distinction opportunities can be in other subjects, where the maths is real,
Arrange kan dot tu je lah, susah sikit lah kot.
where they're working out the acceleration and deceleration in a piston or something like that.
So,
Dia orang matematik.
so
Cara
they
dia
want
orang
to give
berfikir
them an
mathematician.
assessment during the, okay, let's
Bukan
say
dalam kita nak implement benda ni
semester
kan.
two.
Kita
Kan
kena
jangan
So they should have
okay, untuk yang
more assignment.
dalam manufacturing subject ni.
When
contoh
you
kan,
write those
ada benda tu
assignments,
kita
and
buat
this is
tu
the
kan,
planning
mungkin ini adalah 3.1.
aspect of it.
Lepas tu dia
When
nak
you
implement.
write the assignments for medical,
Nak
Itu kena
combine
experience.
I'll try that in English, mechanical principles, then
Mengajar subjek tu ya.
you
Macam
tell
mana
that
nak dapat
assessor, Are there any grading
Kecuali
opportunities
IB kalau
for
boleh tengok,
analytical methods
itu yang dia
in
boleh
there?
access
And there will
benda tu,
be.
dia nampak ni macam
There will
ni,
be.
tak
They will
sedia
have
tu,
to
tak
do
sedia.
calculations.
Macam combination dengan digital
In
analog. Boleh
practically
combine.
every unit, they will have to
dulu
do
kat ni.
Digital analog
calculations.
bukan HND.
It's how they apply
Subjek marah.
the maths.
Meeting IB.
Because
Memang
all
lah.
of this says to solve engineering problems. Solve engineering problems. To solve trigonometry. You know, it's supposed to be applied, but they can't apply it in semester one because they don't know anything.
So, Dave, for example, for the mechanical
Yelah,
principle,
kita kena
Dave,
berkumpul lah.
using the
Masalah tu
mechanical
Masa
law,
nak buat video.
Tapi tak pernah
And
kita
then,
try.
but
Kita
do
semester
the
macam mana? Tadi
analytical,
Kak Syah mesti tak setuju ni agak ni dah agak dah.
so we
Memang
tackle
susah
the
nak
two
manage benda ni. Semua
units
kita kena
together.
plan. Benda tu memang dah habis.
Well, you take the grading opportunities. Remember, we're talking about merit and distinction now. So these pass get done when the subject's taught, but the merit and distinction can be done later on.
Doesn't it bother the student? They have to do two assessment.
Well, they're not doing two assessments, are they?
Bila final exam dia nak
So when the-
apa CGPA,
so when they-
kat Ngah ada masalah.
no.
Sebab berapa subjek
Because the
exam
students
bergantung
will be
pada
used
grading,
to
kan?
whatever you tell them
Kalau
they're going to
transfer
do.
the last one tu tak apa.
Yeah.
Cuma
So,
yelah, mindset dia
and
Kak
what
Syah,
I hope to be introducing over the
sebab dia
next
orang tak nampak.
half an hour
Kak
is
Syah dia nak
that
kerja senang tau,
grading
manage satu semester habis.
opportunities
Lupa.
are not a
Yeah.
separate
Habis satu
task.
semester habis.
sekarang
Ah,
lah.
Macam kita buat sekarang.
So,
Boleh dah kena
Senang
we'll
tau,
carry
semua
on
nak
with
keluarkan
that.
nanti dia kata nak present dekat senang. Orang senang tu bukan tahu pun dekat HQ tu.
Dia kena apa?
because
Video dah ada.
time is very
You
short.
guys have the
Dengan aku?
different way of working because if we
Dengan
control
aku?
one's unit,
Yes,
nobody can
Masalah
take over
susah lah,
that unit.
yes.
Bila kita bercakap dengan
You
orang
can
yang
jump to that unit. I can cooperate
tak
with
open
you.
ni,
cooperate my
susah.
Kita ajak dia pergi
But
sekolah
dengan
Islam.
Malaysia we
cikgu
don't do that.
matematiknya bila
We
kita
cannot
bercakap tu,
interfere
macam
others people.
That's fine. And remember what I
Dia
said
kena aku nak record.
Monday and
dan
Tuesday.
bertukar dengan